Hunter Lawrence got the win tonight. Maybe just some words from you on tonight's proceedings.
Unreal. Great attendance. That was unreal. Despite the results, I think everyone could say that was an awesome event. Even, the first moto, when I decided to just go into the first turn last, and, I was passing for 11th, and the crowd would, roar and stuff. I'm like, oh, calm down, it's 11. But no, it was fun, man. It was really, really good. Just stoked to get through it, awesome.
Joey Savacci, congratulations on the championship, mate. That's your first Australian Supercross championship. Maybe just talk us through your season and your plans now.
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, we came here with a goal tonight, and obviously with my teammate having unfortunate issues last weekend, it was a little easier than maybe it should have been. But it's I was happy with everything. Just bummed. I'm pumped, obviously, to win, but at the same time, I wanted to win the overall tonight, and we were on our way to doing that. I was in a good place up front, just clicking off laps, and had an issue. It is what it is. Dino kept me honest all year, and as a racer, I enjoy being able to go to the races over here and battle with somebody of his caliber, and we have the respect for each other where we don't have to worry about incidences like we had in Perth. So obviously you never want to see, number one, a friend, but also a teammate get hurt, which was unfortunate. But like I said, I came here to do my job the best I could, and I was able to do that.
Dino, we'll move on to you, mate. That last moto, gutted it out. Honestly, that must be, I don't know how much tape you got on your shoulder, man, but that must be holding you together.
Whoa. Yeah, sorry.
You ready for the after party, aren't you, bro? Here it comes.
Yeah, no, I was, the whole week was just stressful. Just was like, am I going to be out for 4 months? Can I even ride? So every session I did, it was like a stepping block. First session, I was like worried to do the rhythm sections. And then I got the rhythm sections done. And then the next one was like, it was really just the extension of my shoulder forward. I was so worried it was going to pop out. So, we do have a lot of tape going on here. But, yeah, it's just, you get tested in life. And these are one of those tests that, you either I could have just backed out or whatever. But, I went from trying to win this championship to just trying to secure second, which was kind of tough. But, honestly, I'm glad I showed up. I tried my best. And, as you get older, you want to set an example and show your kid, you got to sometimes, it's not comfortable, but you got to buckle up and get it done. So that was one of those nights tonight. I taped up and did my best. And, yeah, it was, it ended up pretty good. I'm actually honestly surprised I'm even on the podium, thanks to Joey's flat tire. But overall, honestly, it's been a great trip. It's been very frustrating for me. And it's just my own fault with making little mistakes here and there, and I'm my biggest critique on myself. So Joey made it really tough, and he had a phenomenal. Even he had some rough bumps on the road too. I wouldn't even say he had a flawless season. He did a little wall ride, and he got a flat tire, but these formats at all Supercross make it very interesting and very tough. Because if it wasn't for those lap times at round 3. I would have won the overall, I think, that weekend.
Yeah, I think you would have.
But he just kept throwing sprint laps in the middle of the main. So
sometimes it's the small things, dude. You gotta chip away at.
So no, honestly, it's been good. It's kept me on my toes, and we've got along, and it's been good. But
not at round 1, we didn't.
Still frustrating. Yeah, round 1 we had we had some words.
We had internet beef.
Yeah, then after that we were good. So that's what it's all about. It's cool to see all the boys up here, though. Jed has improved massively, and to see him get his second podium is pretty cool because I've been riding with him during the week, and it's pretty cool. I think we've got to be careful for him next year. He's going to be good. So, yeah, it's been a good season.
Moving on to CDR Yamaha Monster Energy rider Jed Beaton, mate, came strong at the back end of the season, third in the 4th round and then second tonight. Maybe just talk us through your season before we throw it to the floor.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, I didn't really know what to expect coming into this season, but my goal was to just get better every round, and I felt like I accomplished that. So, it was a lot of hard work. I tried super hard to get used to Supercross in the short amount of time we have after the motocross season. We probably have 6 to 8 weeks. So my team have been amazing. Give me a bike straight after motocross so I could just crack on with learning Supercross, and I feel like if I didn't do that and get comfortable with it, like as soon as I could, I probably wouldn't be getting the results that I'm getting. So it's been a really long but tough Supercross season, but season in general. So pretty glad the season's over now, healthy, and looking forward to 25.
Fantastic. We'll go to the floor. Gentlemen, please.
Hey boys, just an unreal night. Just throwing out a bit of a vibe check here because it was just incredible from start to finish, and from being around all week. Obviously, this is one of the events. It's not like a fly in, fly out kind of deal. Everyone's kind of here. Everyone's kind of together. So it was so cool to see you guys come together as a group, and I think it takes not just a couple of boys coming home. It really takes a field of guys, and you guys just provided us with an amazing racing tonight, an amazing season. So thanks for that. Hunter, go to you. Pretty weird win for you tonight, mate. I think you'll take it. But the opening ceremonies when you and Jet rolled out together, all week you guys have been so busy, and it's just one thing after another, and I got the impression that it kind of didn't even get to hit you guys yet. Did it hit you in that opening ceremony, just how special this weekend was for you guys?
No, it hit. It was like Volkanovski to the face. It was incredible. I said, dude, the adrenaline rush from the stadium just erupting like that was unreal. That feeling was, honestly a cooler feeling than winning my championships, that just unreal feel. The country behind you is unreal. We cop a lot of shit in America. So to feel that is at home is unreal. And, it's just tough to put into words.
And so does this, I guess, solidify an investment from you boys going forward in terms of your time, because I think the money's one thing, but I think you guys are under the pump when it comes to time with your series in America. So maybe, Jet, if you even want to jump in on this one, participation trophy, nice to see you up here, mate. But does this justify the investment of the time, because it is a big commitment?
This is not a podcast, mate. You want to get on with it?
Easy, Cam. I flew a long way for this.
No, 100%.
Amen.
It's more of a mental investment, to be honest, because after some of the stuff that obviously we've kind of gone through this year, and I mean, especially for me, with fans and crowds and stuff like that, it almost this was a good reset. I was kind of going through a stage where I just hated the sport in a way. I just wanted to race my bike, just kind of cash the check and go. So it was a good reset, and to actually kind of have a feeling of who's behind me, because you always hear the Aussies are behind us and you want to believe it, but you haven't fully got to feel it yet. And I had felt it a little bit in 2019, but it's so long ago you kind of forget the feeling. And to have that, when we came out for the open ceremony, I still get chills now talking about it, just because we've dreamed, now since we've been pros, we've dreamt for that, and we haven't got it. And then now coming back here and getting a whole crowd of almost 60,000 or 50,000 Aussie fans it's unreal, honestly. It's like you said, I don't even think it's for the money side of things for us now. What we experience, you can't pay money for that feeling, honestly. Like Hunter said, dude, it takes the top out of all of our championships, So it was the unreal, and just to hear them every lap, even making a pass, we were joking around, they were cheering, we were making passes for 6th place, 7th place, and they were cheering, yeah. So it was, just unreal, honestly. I could go on and on about it, and it's just mind-blowing.
Jet, it feels good to beat you on your home country, though.
I know.
Feels real good, end of my career, still beat the champ,
Yeah.
Still got it.
He got me. It's a bit messed up. I was cheering for you.
I can print those results, and show you in a few years. Right?
Yeah.
Well, Dean Wilson, to keep that vibe going, qualifying wasn't that flash. You really looked like you were going to be struggling just to make it around the track, and that was certainly some of the discussion in the media room, was whether you'd actually be able to complete a race. What do you put down the improvement to? Just sheer grit, or did the arm come good? What's the story there?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a bit of grit for sure, and it was really just trusting. I was trying to build that belief system and the confidence back in my shoulder, because when I was practicing, I was just so worried it was going to pop out again, and I was riding very timid, and I rode timid all night, and it was very weak. I felt like I was riding with one arm. So if I wasn't riding with one arm, I probably would have clean sweep tonight, honestly. No. No.
He's got the biggest shit talker award, that's for sure.
Like I said, I did beat Jet tonight, though. But anyways, no, on a real note, it was a very tough night. It really was. Like, I thought maybe tomorrow I'd be going to Brisbane to get surgery. So, yeah, it was... every race I did, though, I felt more confidence that it was going to stay in the socket, right? So... at the last race, I led for a bit. Joey got around me. Then, he had a flat tire. Then it was like, okay, let's test it a little bit. And it's just those really quick, jerky movements with a shoulder that's just not firing was, it was tough. But, we can finish. I feel like Marvin right now.
Dude, how much champagne did you drink?
We need more.
Gosh. He was fine. He found flex tape in between the second and third moto and wrapped it up.
That's it, yeah.
Hey, Alex Gobert, MotoOnline.com. For Joey, what was the feeling like in that final race of the weekend, obviously with the flat tyre? Were you aware of the championship situation when you finished, or what was going on there for you?
No, honestly, that was, obviously it went from a pretty high night of, have a good chance to win the whole thing to, to be honest, I didn't know. Actually, I don't know what a flagger or somebody told me I was good with like 2 to go because there was my mechanic was stressing, dude, and he couldn't figure the math out. And every time I came around, I'd just be like, "Am I all right?" And he'd just tell me to keep going. And it was after the finish line, there was a flagger there, and we made eye contact, and he gave me a thumbs up and said, "You're good." And I was like, "All right, well, I don't know if I should believe this guy, but he says I'm good, so we'll roll with it." But like I said, obviously it was stressful, much more than I wanted it to be, but I was proud of the effort, and we came here with the big goal, and that was to get rid of the 7, and obviously the side goal was to try to win the whole thing, which would have been really cool in front of this crowd, but not tonight. On a flight tomorrow, and we go somewhere else and do it again on Wednesday.
And a similar angle for you, Dean, and then Hunter as well. Were you guys aware of the championship situation as it was going down to the wire?
Definitely ran through my mind when I lapped Joey twice. I was like, how we looking? And then, I don't know, it just was a rough couple races for me. And, it is what it is. Joey deserved it because he rode really well all season. And, it is what it is. But, I wasn't sure after the race where I was in points, but I think I chopped it down a point. So I think it was 7 points at the end, or 6, but I don't know. Anyways, we're P2, so all good.
Fashionably late.
Yeah. Hey, they say better late than never. Sorry, God.
And Hunter as well, just on the championship, from your perspective, did that even enter your mind in that position?
Like Dean said, lapping Joey when he's just like circulating, I was kind of like, okay, that's over. But again, I had no idea what the points were, like point scoring per moto and how that worked out. I didn't even really know how long the races were going to be until on the start line, so I wasn't too aware of that. I was pretty occupied most of the weekend.
So you're saying I was cheering for Dino and it was still a 7 to 6 point gap? I was ready to go and kick a tough block in front of Hunter's front wheel.
We're going to have a chat with Adam Bailey and these guys because last year I did the Triple Crown of 75 points per Triple Crown, okay? This Triple Crown, they tallied it to 25 points. So if it was, it would have been pretty close.
It would have been a lot closer, I agree.
Would have been close.
Sometimes you're better lucky than good.
That's it. It's all right. All good.
Jed, mate, this one's for you. This was your first real Supercross season, which is pretty crazy considering the company that you're sitting up here with now. How bad at Supercross were you a couple months ago?
Damn.
Yeah,
It's a compliment. Look how far he's come.
Yeah, it did take me a while to get used to it. I don't know, I rode motocross for like 9 years straight and then obviously spent a couple of years in Europe, so we didn't even look at a Supercross track. So, I think the first track we built was pretty tamed, and I'm kind of glad that we started off that way and then built it up as we went. So, rode every race, and then after every race, analysed it with the team and my brother, and just tried to be better at the next one. So I feel like, to answer your question, I wasn't very good at the start. I was, but in the end, it's a good challenge to try and it's like a refreshing challenge to me to try and just get better every time I ride it. So I felt like we achieved that this year, and hopefully we've got some homework to do, and I know definitely we've got some homework to do, and try and come back even better next year.
Yeah, because I think when you're a guy that spends so much time in Europe and then you don't kind of ever make the jump to Supercross, you can kind of get in your head as like, I'm not a Supercross guy, like I'm just a motocross guy. So does it change your outlook going forward on like maybe what you're capable of, and does it maybe change the goals going forward?
Yeah, it definitely changes the goals a little bit going forward. Obviously, I've signed here for next year, so I want to do better than what I did this year. And as for like a long-term goal, I don't think it changes too much. I just want to be better every time. So not too many long-term goals, but for sure next year I want to be more competitive with these guys. I felt like some races I was around the speed, and then other times I was just way off. So just want to be more consistent and more of the time there.
Good job, mate. It's a big achievement.
Thank you.
Luke Rout and Pike Kawasaki, mate. You established yourself as the sort of challenger to to Dean Wilson, to Joey Sabachi this season. Bit of a crazy night, bit of a swing. I think everyone came in anticipating you had a shot at second in the championship with Dean's shoulder, and man, you got big band-aids on your arms, and it was just a wild night. I think every time I looked up, you were either getting passed, getting bumped on the ground. Just talk about it.
Yeah, it was just the Triple Crown, I suppose. Seemed to always have something going on with that, but just got landed into in the last one and cut my arm a little bit, and it is what it is. It's racing, but Dino rode really well this year, and he toughed it out, in this last race, and Joey rode awesome too. So to be battling with them guys, it was cool, and Jed stepped up, and I think it was a really good series for myself. Tonight wasn't the greatest, but I struggled a little bit tonight with bike setup and just with the track really. Felt like I got a little bit better towards the end, but a little bit too late.
Hey man, third in the championship. You won multiple, finals, main events in the different formats throughout the season. It's a big season as far as the injuries you've had, and signing with the new team, the new bike. It's got to feel good to end on a high with third overall in the championship.
Yeah, it does. It's a big jump for me to come across to the Kawasaki guys, and we worked hard all year, and obviously the ultimate goal is a championship, but to be able to on the podium at the end is cool. So looking forward to going again next year, and trying to go get on the top spot.
Wrap it up.
Last question.
Yeah, just one more. Can you speak, Hunter, just about the track surface at the AUSX Open, Marvel Stadium? What was that like for you? Because obviously when you were coming through the pack or when you're in front, it just seemed tricky out there.
Yeah, it was really slippery. It looked unreal on the surface, but there was a lot of rocks in there as well. But I think the whole track crew did a good job. I think it was a pretty good track and comparable to America. So, it was definitely slippery. I think that's a pretty common comment after tonight.
Okay, thank you. Well done.
I think that'll wrap up the 450, gentlemen. Thank you so much.